So hello friends. So today we'll be discussing about other interesting topic, that is fetal circulation. So all this means whatever video we are making, they are mainly fetal circulation. We are discussing mainly first year point of view, because for fetal circulation, how that closure everything occur, there will be various theories might be there. So I am discussing first year point of view. So in the fetal circulation, so first we will be studying about fetal circulation, then what are the things which are occurring after the birth. So that we are going to study now. So see here, fetal circulation, as you know that it starts from placenta. So from placenta, here there is one umbilical vein. So umbilical vein is carrying comparatively more oxygenated blood compared to that of umbilical artery. So umbilical vein, it is having almost Hb saturation, it is having 80% of saturation it is having. Now after this, what is occurring in the liver, it is joined by which vein? Portal vein. So portal vein, it is joined by portal vein. So portal vein is having 27% of saturation. Then afterwards, this is known as what? Ductus venosus. So ductus venosus is, you can say, formed by umbilicus vein and portal vein. Now what this umbilical vein is going to do? Not umbilical vein, ductus venosus. Now ductus venosus is going to join to which vessel? Inferior vena cava, which is having only 26% saturation. Now it is combined. Now both, you can say, they are forming, you can call it as thoracic IVC, and now it's, see, from 80% now it has gone to now 67%. So now 67% saturation is there now. Now see here, now I have drawn a diagram of heart, various chamber, right atrium, right ventricle and left ventricle. So now IVC are reaching where? They are reaching towards they are reaching in this chamber. This is what? Right atrium. So whatever this chamber here, partially more oxygenated blood, they are going to go straight away from this side to this side, that is left atrium. So this, there is some patent opening is there, and that is known as what? Foramen oval. So here foramen oval is intact. Foramen oval, normally it is not present in adult, but here foramen oval is there, from where right atrium blood is coming to left atrium. Now we will see further. Now from head region, blood is coming, and this blood is comparatively deoxygenated, more deoxygenated. Now this blood is going straight away from, this was right atrium to right ventricle. So I have told you comparatively oxygenated. So by the time here it is 62% left atrium, and here percentage is how much? 52%. So till now blood has reached this way and in the left atrium. Now we will be saying what is the next thing which is going to occur. So SVC, I have told you that concentration is around, not concentration, saturation is around 25%. Now what is occurring the next? Now see lungs. I have drawn a comparatively very small lung compared to that of heart, since because in placenta they are, you can say, in a stage of constriction. So see here, from this pulmonary trunk is going to arise. Now these pulmonary vessels are going to the lungs. So huge amount of blood vessels are going to lung, but problem is what here? There is a high resistance. Resistance is very high. So as a result of that, what will happen? So most of the blood, if you take, see, so much blood is coming, but very few amount of blood is going to reach towards left atrium through the pulmonary vein. Now see, so much blood is coming, but because of high resistance, very small amount of blood is going to reach to the right, to the left atrium. Now we will come back to this. What is happening to this? Now we'll go towards what is happening. See, left atrium blood has come. Now from here, blood is straight away going to the left ventricle. So this is what left ventricle. Now from left ventricle, what is arising? This is aorta, first ascending aorta and then descending aorta. So what is there? Since there is a high resistance in the lung, most of the blood, see, in fetus, systemic systemic resistance is comparatively less. But if you take adult, systemic resistance is very high and pulmonary vascular resistance is very less in adult. But in fetus, because of high resistance, this resistance is very high. In a way, I can make a comment that pressure in these vessels or pulmonary trunk will be higher compared to that of pressure in the aorta. So here there is a certain, again, other, you can say, duct is there, ductus arteriosus is there. So here there is ductus arteriosus, because of which, from where blood is going from this side to aorta. So that way blood is passing. So I can say that deoxygenated blood, see, 52%, and here by this time it is what, 62%. So 52% blood is going to the aorta, but it is going in little descending part of aorta. See, this is ductus arteriosus. See here, what is the magic here? So by the time this ductus arteriosus reaches, before that only some tributaries will arise and it will provide blood to the head side region. So head is comparatively getting a more oxygenated blood, 62%. So not only head, along with head, even liver is also getting high here, portal vein. So liver is also getting high, and heart also is getting comparatively, especially coronary sinus is getting comparatively highly oxygenated blood. But if you see whole lower limbs, other parts, they are getting deoxygenated. Now see, after this ductus arteriosus, because of this, now it will be little bit more deoxygenated. How much deoxygenated? It is around 58%. Now this blood, means descending aorta, it will ultimately, it is ultimately going through this. This is what, umbilical artery, and they are reaching to the placenta. So this is how this is a fetal circulation. So I hope this fetal circulation is clear. Now after fetal circulation, now birth has occurred. Now after birth has occurred, what are the things which are going to occur, that we will see. So first we will be studying about ductus venosus. So if you see here, black line, two black line I have drawn. So after birth, what is occurring? Umbilical vein are undergoing constriction. Not only that, you are taking a clamp and you are just cutting that. You can, umbilical cord you are cutting. Umbilical cord is having artery as well as vein, so you are cutting that. So as a result of that, what is going to occur? So now you can say ductus venosus is almost closed, because there is no blood. See here, blood was coming, so there is no blood. So as a result of that, ductus venosus is going to close. Or I can say that amount of blood which was coming through IVC, it has not IVC, amount of blood which IVC was getting as a result of this umbilical vein through the ductus venosus has decreased to a large extent. So this will lead to what? Ductus venosus closure. So what are the factors which lead to ductus venosus closure? See, at birth, placental circulation is cut, so systemic vascular resistance is going to increase. So this ductus venosus is going to close around 3 hours, since there is no blood at all, because you have cut. Not only that, umbilical vein is also constricting as a result of cooling and tactile stimulation. So all these factors will be leading to ductus venosus closure. Along with factor, it is not that there might be various additional factors. So ductus venosus has closed. Now we'll see what are the next things which are going to occur. So ductus venosus, what has occurred? See, we have cut it, so no vessels are, no blood is coming now. So ductus venosus has cut now. So now we will be seeing what is happening to foramen ovale. See here, what is happening to foramen ovale now, that we will be seeing now. So by the time now, see, IVC is now ductus venosus is closed. So as a result of that, amount of blood which is coming, or right arterial pressure, see, red arrow, red dot, right arterial pressure is going to decrease. So that is one thing which is going to occur, and along with that, what is going to occur? See, lungs was having very high resistance. Now this high resistance will not be there because lungs are going to expand now. So high resistance will not be there. See here now, lungs, both of the lungs has expanded. So as a result of this, what will occur? See, pulmonary vessel resistance was very high. So what will happen now? See, initially what this was a thin line. Now there is a thick line I have drawn. So left atrium will be getting now a good amount of blood supply, good amount of blood. So as a result of this, left atrial pressure is going to increase, and along with that, right arterial pressure is going to decrease. So as a result of this, see, it was coming in this direction initially. Now this left atrial pressure is increasing, left atrial pressure is increasing. So as a result of this, foramen ovale will functionally close initially, and then it will close anatomically. So this is the reason for closure of foramen ovale. So we will just revise what is happening to the foramen ovale. So placental circulation cut, umbilical vein circulation stop, so right arterial pressure decrease. So lungs has become expanded, resistance has decreased, pulmonary vessel resistance has decreased. So ultimately left atria will be getting high pressure, so left atrial pressure will increase. So as a result of that, left arterial pressure is increasing, so that flow direction will change, and foramen ovale will close functionally initially as well as anatomically as a at lateral stage. So this we have studied about foramen ovale closure. Now we will be studying what is happening to the ductus arteriosus. So again we will just see what is happening. See, umbilical vein cut, ductus venosus close, resistance in the lung was high, now it will decrease, lungs will expand, now blood supply, blood to the left atrium will increase. So as a result of that, foramen ovale has left atrial pressure has increased, right atrial pressure will be decreasing, so foramen ovale is going to be closed. Now what is happening to ductus arteriosus? So ductus arteriosus, I have told you that ductus arteriosus, it is from from this to this. See, I am trying to show you here. So it is from extending from this region to this region. This I have told. So this is extending from like this. So what is happening? So uh, so initially, what was the direction of blood supply? Direction of blood supply was in the fetus from this to this. Now what will happen after the after lung has expanded? Now pulmonary, this pressure is going to decrease. So here pressure in the aorta is going to increase. Reason we have already studied that systemic vascular resistance is going to increase because that umbilical vein has been cut. So here pressure in this region where aorta is going to increase, and pressure in the pulmonary trunk, it is going to decrease. So as a result of that, initially in the fetus, direction was different from pulmonary trunk to aorta. Now direction will reverse. Now direction will be from this to this. Okay. So as a result of this, after some after say one or two, after some time, this functional closure will be there because of change in the gradient, change in the pressure gradient between aorta pressure and pulmonary trunk pressure, and then slowly ductus arteriosus will be closing. So to summarize how ductus arteriosus close, there is a decreased lung resistance. As a result of that, pressure in the pulmonary circulation will decrease. That is one thing. Next thing, what is going to occur? Systemic arterial pressure has increased. So as a result of that, direction changes. So functional closure occur, then followed by anatomical closure. So along with that, there are various other stimuli like prostaglandin is there, rise in PO2 concentration, decreased catecholamine. So all these are playing the role. And lung expansion, in lung expansion, there are various factors which are playing the role like hypoxia, hypercapnia, tactile stimulation, gravitational stimulation. So all these factors are playing the role. So I hope this video has made clear about the fetal circulation and adjustment of fetus to extrauterine life after the birth. So we will stop here now.